Join me as I dive into the surprising ways grief affects our bodies, and I'll be sharing my personal experience while trying to understand it all. Grief. We've all experienced it in one way or another. It's a universal human emotion that can leave us feeling lost, alone, and heartbroken. But have you ever stopped to think about the physical toll grief can take on our bodies? I knew I hadn't until I experienced it firsthand. And let me tell you, it was a shock to my system. We often think of grief as an emotional experience, something that happens in our minds and hearts. But the truth is, grief can manifest in some surprising ways, physically. And today, I want to talk about that. I want to explore the ways in which grief can affect our physical health, and why it's so important that we start recognizing these effects. When we think of grief, we often think of sadness, tears, and emotional pain. We think of the emotional weight that comes with losing someone or something we love. But we rarely think about the physical weight that comes with it too. The fatigue, the headaches, the insomnia, the digestive issues. The list goes on. I was guilty of this too, until I experienced grief firsthand. I thought I was just feeling emotionally drained, but what I didn't realize was that my body was also paying the price. And it's not just me. So many people have shared their stories of how grief has affected them physically, and it's clear that this is an important conversation we need to be having. Many of us still view grief as a purely emotional experience. We think that if we can just process our emotions, we'll be okay. But the truth is, grief is a holistic experience that affects every part of us, including our physical bodies. And if we don't address these physical implications, we can end up prolonging our grieving process and even putting our overall health at risk. It's time we start recognizing the physical impact of grief, and start taking care of ourselves, body and soul. Because the truth is, grief isn't just an emotional journey, it's a physical one too. We all know that grief can be an exhausting experience. But did you know that it can actually lead to fatigue, insomnia, and even chronic pain? It's true. When we're grieving, our bodies are under immense stress, and that stress can manifest in some surprising ways. Research has shown that grief can even affect our immune systems, making us more susceptible to illness and infection. And it's not just the emotional toll that's to blame. The physical stress of grieving can actually change our brain chemistry, leading to depression, anxiety, and even post-traumatic stress disorder. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are things we can do to mitigate the physical effects of grief, and I'll be sharing those with you in a future video. Today, I want to focus on the importance of recognizing these physical implications, and why it's so crucial that we start taking care of ourselves, body and soul. One expert puts it this way: grief is not just an emotional experience, it's a physical one too. And if we don't address the physical implications, we can't fully heal. I couldn't agree more. By recognizing the physical toll of grief, we can start to take control of our health and our healing journey. Another expert says, grief is a complex experience that affects every part of us. It's not just about emotions, it's about our physical bodies too. And that's exactly what I want to explore in this video. I want to share a personal story with you, one that really drives home the physical impact of grief. When I lost my grandmother, I was devastated. I thought I was just feeling emotionally drained, but what I didn't realize was that my body was also paying the price. I started experiencing headaches, fatigue, and even digestive issues. At first, I thought it was just stress, but as time went on, I realized it was something more. It wasn't until I started talking to others who had experienced similar physical symptoms that I realized I wasn't alone. Grief was affecting my body, and it was time I started taking care of myself. Sarah's story is another powerful example of the physical impact of grief. When her husband passed away suddenly, she was left reeling. Not only was she dealing with the emotional toll of losing her partner, but she was also experiencing physical symptoms like insomnia, fatigue, and even weight loss. It wasn't until she started taking care of her physical health that she started to heal. Dr. Smith, a leading expert in the field, puts it this way: grief can be a physical experience, just like any other illness. And if we don't address it, we can't fully heal. I couldn't agree more. The physical impact of grief is real, and it's time we start taking it seriously. By recognizing these physical implications, we can start to take control of our health and our healing journey. So what can we do to mitigate the physical effects of grief? Well, that's a topic for another video. But today, I want to leave you with one important message. Grief is not just an emotional experience, it's a physical one too. And if we don't address the physical implications, we can't fully heal. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more health tips and updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to share your own experiences with grief in the comments below, and if you want to learn more about coping strategies, be sure to check out my next video.